need to be stopped! What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy JDiesel coming at you live with another episode of Under the Radar. Episode 43, mind you.
Oh
now,
my god.
As always, with me, my partner in crime, Grandmaster FloKey himself. How you doing today, my man?
The face cam is back. It's nice. I got a capture card recently.
Oh?
And listen, JDiesel, I have a bone to pick with you. Why are you wearing green?
So I can.
I'm wearing green too.
So look, Chad, if you want to green screen this and just get some action going on here.
Please send your funniest green screen memes. But someone to not meme about is our guest, hailing from the city of brotherly love,
Philadelphia, baby.
Oh, I actually met him and JDiesel both at the same event at Summer Jam.
Really? Was it that Summer Jam that we all met?
Same Summer Jam.
Wow,
same
that's
exact
crazy.
event. And I've been seeing him grow as a player for a very long time. Multiple top 8s at Big E events now. Just coming off a really, really strong win at the Reversal. And had probably the coolest pop-up I've ever seen in my life. This dude literally threw his AirPods. And he threw his stick and he threw his AirPods.
Yes.
Is BJMP's own adult Gohan specialist. It's Kurn. How you doing tonight?
Ooh.
Oh, I am fantastic. Glad to be here.
Did you like that intro?
You definitely hyped me up like a lot. I definitely was like feeling it. I felt the blood pumping. I was like, damn, all right, I'm kind of OD.
Yeah, to be honest, I think every single intro I've done for every single one of our guests have been like ridiculous. I want to go back and like look at I'm so happy to have you on the show.
UTR intros by FloKey.
Yeah, if I need like a commentary on my history or some shit, or like I'm putting the compilation together, I'm definitely getting you on the track because that was that was OD. That was like okay, all right, I'm better.
But Kurn, my man, we've been talking a little bit here and there for the past couple of weeks, just reconnecting a bit because we haven't spoken to each other. I think since like NEC or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't like physically seen each other in a while.
Yeah.
It's usually been like Twitter.
So Kurn, for someone who might not know you, for some reason on the East Coast or on the West Coast or the people on YouTube, which by the way, this will be recorded and put on YouTube. Tell the people at home a little bit about yourself.
All right, so I am Kurn, and Dragon Ball FighterZ is my game. So before Dragon Ball FighterZ, I played a lot of competitive games, and have always been like a spectator to fighting games. Dragon Ball FighterZ was kind of my in, because I was like, it's a 3v3 fighter, it's the style I like, and like it's got my favorite IP growing up. It's Dragon Ball. Who doesn't love Dragon Ball? So I got into it. I was an online monster for like the first few months of the game. And then I started coming out to locals with the help of Facebook, a few of my friends who were also in the competitive games at the time. And right now, I would say that I am the #1 player in Philly.
Wow.
Ooh. Oh, I love statements like that.
The confidence.
The confidence. I like it.
Yeah,
Yes,
I remember when I first met you, I can tell like you were trying to get your confidence together. And then like, I think as you developed, I think after this past win at the Reversal, like I think everybody, now correct me if I'm wrong, I felt like everybody kind of knew Philly for like like maybe like Rogue Yoshi and you, because as notables, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the time that's all the players I knew. So Philly has gotten probably way bigger because you have Big E events right there.
Yes.
You have probably I've heard so many good things about the Reversal.
And we're in the center of we're in the center of a lot of really fantastic events like Xanadu and a lot of the New York events, all very easy to get to from Philadelphia. So the scene has been growing a lot recently, which is really surprising.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how is Philly reacting to season 3?
All right, so season 3 has been it's definitely grabbed a resurgence for Philly Dragon Ball. Like a lot of people are really excited about it, including myself. And like I'm a top tier enthusiast. Like I've been playing top tier as long as I've understood what a top tier is.
Right.
But even then, like with me being like a GT shill and being like, oh, yo, just play better. Sorry, GT just a better character. Like, season 3 has been super exciting because I've been able to test a lot of new teams. Everyone else has been able to test a lot of new teams. Every time that I meet up with any of the people in Philly or go to a tournament or a weekly meetup, there's always new players. There's always new teams to see, new characters that people are trying out. Just because with GT not kind of holding a shackle on the meta, a lot of people definitely feel a lot more open to trying new things. And assist choices, snapping being gone, people just feel like they can actually play the game more. And it kind of got a lot of people who had slept on Dragon Ball and been like, oh, this game's snooze fest, to kind of try to come back into it. As well as with Philly has such a great they advertise really well. The Reversal always gets their name out there. A lot of the locals do very well in posting on Facebook and Smash and Twitter. And we've just been seeing new people come in who've been Net Play Warriors and have been like, yo, I'm trying to get good. And we're like, sweet, let's play.
That's awesome.
It's really fantastic. I'm very blessed to be in the FGC that I'm in. Philly is one of the most passionate, not soft, one of the most passionate FGCs that I could even ask for.
Well, that was a little bit of a clarification you had to make there. Would you like to talk about the soft allegations?
We're getting diving straight into the drama. All right.
Love it.
Lovely.
We can hold it. I've been hearing some things from the region for a bit, so we can save it if you want. Do you want to save it?
Hey, listen, you're the host. It's up to you guys. I'll spill the beans whenever you guys want me to. Like,
oh man, I'm all ears. Hit me.
All right, talk it.
So, a little while back, I'd say like a week or two ago, I'm not going to say any names just because I don't want to throw any stones. And it was a personal friend of mine who did make these posts. There was a couple of posts on the Philly FGC group, whose like the intentions were there, but the way that they worded it was really bad. Basically, the whole post was, I'm great, Philly is soft, no one comes out the locals anymore, you all suck, and anyone who contests me is free and I'll money match you on a first 10. Is like the summarize of like everything that was said. And everyone was like, what the fuck? Like, people have been, like, the reversal numbers have been growing because they've been advertising more and people have been backing it. Like, current topic soft, that's so funny. But yeah, no, like, the numbers have been getting bigger, more people are coming out to the events that have never come out before, and all of a sudden there's these accusations that, Philly is soft and all this shit. So people very obviously got up in arms about it, like, bro, we're not soft. And even if people don't come out to locals, they usually have a good reason to not come out to locals, whether it be their financial situation or focusing on their life, which is completely fair. Like, focusing on your life and your job and whatever you need to do is what you should do. Like, that comes first. But he was so fixated on, like, well, people aren't coming out to locals, numbers are dwindling, blah, 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 and anyone who disagrees with me is, like, free and all this. It kind of grew out of proportion because as we tried to convince him otherwise, he just tried to become more and more of the heel in the situation.
Oh, wow.
His intention was to kind of put a fire under Philly's ass and like make people come out to locals and grind more so that we could compete with the really big scenes like NY and Maryland. And that cause, like, I understand. I can definitely like relate and accept that cause. You want the scene to get better. But saying that you're the best and saying that people are free and saying that the scene is soft is not how you do it. That's not how you motivate people, That's not how you motivate people to come into your locals and compete. You're literally just saying, like, oh, well, all right, well, this guy's obviously the best. Why would I ever want to compete with him? Like, this guy sounds like a complete asshole. Why would I go to his events?
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, as somebody who's done a lot of community building, it's tough. Because especially when you're putting in a lot of effort to grow your community and you're not seeing results, it feels horrible. It feels like you feel like you're a failure. You feel like, why I care about this. I know you guys care about this. Why aren't we making something of this?
Hmm.
And one thing that I think was kind of missed in this situation is different tactics for different types of people. So if you're talking to people who are highly motivated, where ego is a really big thing for them, telling them they ain't shit is actually a great way to get them to come out. If you want to get regional rivalries going, you tell people they aren't shit, and they will drive down to come wash you and prove you wrong.
I mean,
that happens, right?
Stage.
But when you're trying to get a local scene to show up, you need to lean more into the camaraderie. You need to lean more into the, hey, we are Philly. Let's be Philly. Let's take Philly to the next level. Hey, guys, I already know we're doing a lot of great stuff in Philly. How can we take this even higher?
The thing is, it's like it's the audience. He's telling all this shit to people who know him and people who've played him before and people who they thought were like friendly with him, and all of a sudden they're getting called free and soft. Like, that's just it's messed up. It's not the right way to go about it. It's messed up.
It's who you're talking to. And
yeah.
Like, what are you trying to accomplish? That's the other thing. And like, I understand getting heated, getting passionate, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to be a community figurehead, you always keep the community first and your ego second. And this is really, really important, because there were definitely times where I almost got caught up in that, where it's like, I'm doing everything I can. Why won't you give me this? And it took me time. I had to step back. I had to step back for a second and check myself and go, no. And is what I'm doing for the community, or is what I'm doing for me? And if you can't answer that question, you need to step back and figure out your priorities before you engage, especially when you're representing a community. It's not just about you anymore. If you're a player, you have a lot more, just if you're representing yourself just as a player, you get a little bit more leeway in terms of what you want to say and do, within reason, obviously. Right. But when you're trying to be a leader, a community figurehead, you got to really, really consider what you're saying and how it's going to come off and who you're saying it to. Shit's important.
I think that's like something that a lot of players forget, because they try to like be this like person to like really help people and guide people, but in turn the way they could say it kind of can be detrimental to someone's growth. Like, and especially in your case, it's kind of like hard to like be like, well, this person said I'm free. Why the hell, if we run a set, why should I take your advice?
Yeah,
you know. Or like if you do match analysis with them, you know, that's the problem. Because the difference between being a community player and a player is, especially now with like every scene that I've talked to so far has just been thriving. You know, it's a matter of how do you want your scene now, 2 years into the game, to look? Do you want it to just be this like this big community, this big fight field? Because we've talked, we've speculated of what would happen if the best 5 from each region would show up together and play. Right?
Yeah.
How would you want that to go? Like would people want to ride with you, or would they just leave you by the wayside? It's how you actually, it's how you present things. I think that's one thing a lot of players forget.
The craziest part about it all is that this person like has, like, before this all happened, was already a standing community leader in the Dragon Ball and the Smash scene, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they already were an upstanding individual who was doing, and is, even after all this drama, is still doing a lot for the community, or at least is trying to in his current position. And, like, I can respect that, but, like, dude, the way that you're going about it is completely arrogant and unlikable. Like, you're making yourself a villain for no fucking reason. Like even when, like a little bit of drama, the drama got stirred a little bit after I won the reversal. Because there was some more posts about, like, oh, how could you call Philly soft and then a Philly guy wins, blah, blah, blah. You know, and they were all hyping me up, and I was trying to be like, no, like, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want this. Please, like, thank you for the, like, I'm glad that I won, but I don't want this to just be a conduit for more drama. But, like, obviously the person in question was like, yo, like, blah blah blah. Anyone who is saying, like, anyone who's saying all this shit and is, like, backing Kurn up, probably free. I can first attend you or whatever. Like, put money into the situation. It's like, dude, why are you being like this? Like, he defended me, which is cool, but like, why are you shitting on everyone else who's just trying to like,
Get
I don't
better.
know, man. Like, it's just
weird.
he's just trying to shit on everyone that he can who he doesn't have results on, and like, it's extremely aggravating to see. As someone who went from an O2 pop monster, like literally was just garbage at this game, was complete trash, and through the Philly community, specifically the Philly community, not anywhere else because I didn't travel until a few months ago, became one of the top players in Philly. Like,
It's one of those situations that, you know, you can kind of check your own growth at that point. Like you can, and I think it really does also too depends on like it kind of at the end of the day you look at who has an ego, and like if they believe that they're the best, their ego's gonna get stroked tremendously, regardless if you're humble or not. You know, you look at it in a way that like because for a while I was the so-called best in CT, right? We can say that season
yeah.
1, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I went to my, but then I looked at it now, like looking back now, I was like, dude, I was kind of an ass because it kind of like. But the thing is, it's important that you look at everything grand scheme. You're doing a really good job of that. Like, I think what's important too is, like, again, like just making sure you just check on your players, like, and just don't be rude. Like, if you're gonna give advice and like just try like JDiesel said, like raise your community up, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Because that's not gonna help you.
Yeah, that's not going to help anyone.
Yeah.
Like, not only that, but like he's being a dick to people that he knows are decent players or that he knows are trying to get better, and it's like, why are you doing this, dude? And I swear to God, if the word free and my name ever come out of his mouth, I will put 3 digits on that.
Oh!
Without question, I will fuck him up.
Kurn! Oh!
Like, I'm so tired of seeing this shit happen, man, and it just keeps rolling. And if that's what it takes to stop it, I'll put money on it. Like, I just want to see this shit stop. I want to shut him up. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I respect that. So, and especially too with April Annihilation like around the corner, it's gonna be a lot, you know, like going into that event, because, you know, it's gonna be the first time people outside of Philly and Jersey are gonna kind of come together for season 3 next to the final round, right?
Yeah.
Especially because you have what, final round, this a bums, and then April Annihilation. Granted, again, because we all know what's going on with this virus, it can all subject to change, right? All subject to change, depending on.
But nonetheless, it's a big group of really, really nice big tournaments that are going to bring a lot of people
I was going to
together.
say, it's a lot of really solid
You
events.
you have plenty of opportunities.
Yeah. And it's also exciting because I think we're going to really start seeing season 3 get pushed.
I agree. I 1,000% agree.
Like, right now, this is the experimental phase. People are trying some wild, wild things. The all C assist teams, like we're seeing. Oh, you laugh, Kurn. You laugh, Kurn. I'm gonna make you laugh some more because I talked. We had Sage on the podcast last week, and he laughed a little bit. But he actually started agreeing with me towards the end. We'll talk.
Okay.
I have.
I want to see this happen. All right.
JDiesel has like.
I have a theory on how this game's going to be played in a couple months.
Oh,
he has a proposal, and I swear to God,
you know what?
This man
we're talking about C assist. It's my podcast.
I can already tell that you've put like a lot of work into whatever this hypothesis is.
Karen, I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like JDiesel has a secret forum, like a little like. He has a little like registration form. It's like, you want to register for this all C assist team, and like.
Look,
all C assist season.
Here's the thing. I'm not even the player who's going to be good enough to make it work.
Right.
Because, so here's my... I think we're going to enter the borderline one-touch meta. And I think it's going to be on the back of double C assist. We're going to play a delete character meta. It's going to be different than what we're playing now. What we're playing now is kind of grindy and neutral-based. And neutral is the thing that... A lot of people have been saying that's what season 3 is going to be based on. And I agree. Like, right now, neutral's popping. Everybody's like, oh my God, I have to... It's less about mix this time.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
yeah.
Let me rephrase it. It's not about neutral. It's about player interaction.
It's about Dragon Ball Fighters.
It is.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Sorry, my
It's
brain's
not-
expanding right now.
It's-
These
it's
heads
not
not
just
going to
Snap.
stay on too long.
It's
Yeah.
not just snap meta now. You know, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
It's a
You're
two-player
not
game.
letting both people are playing the game.
Right, and
yeah,
that's why I
which,
say
which I
player
could dig.
interaction, right? That's what this meta is about. Whether you have multiple chances to interact with your opponent and get small neutral victories that snowball into you taking over the game. That's what we kind of have right now, which is different than we had last season and different than season 1. Because season 1, while we didn't have snap, we had never-ending block strings. So we went from never-ending block strings to snap to player interaction. So this game's in a very different spot than it's been the last 2 seasons. What I'm proposing is I think we're going to see neutral continue developing, but I think something that's going to break out, and I don't think this will be a playstyle for everybody, because I think this would be hard. I think we're going to start seeing double to triple C assist teams, where the purpose is to win neutral once, and to do your 7,000 or 8,000 damage and just kill them. I don't think we're there yet, because I think there's a lot to figure out this season, but I think as the meta develops, I think this is going to be more and more practical. When you have B and B combos that with double C assist, you're pushing 6,000 to 7,000 damage, that starts getting really scary really fast.
No, I agree.
That means you need what? You need to get one super dash hit. You don't even have to convert B to bar. If you have double C assist afterwards, you kill. And the other thing is, you can bypass the cooldown on your C assist by Z changing.
Z changing the H
People are not doing that right now. We know the tech is there, but it's not really being utilized super heavily. Now, here's the problem with that world, right? You have 2 to 3 C assists on your team. You're going to have to be really, really damn good at neutral, because you're not going to be able to out assist your opponent. That also means you're gonna have to, if you want the full damage, you have to open people up without assist,
which is hard.
Yeah, near impossible for some teams,
right?
I agree.
And so that's the thing. I don't think it's going to exist right now, but my prediction is when we push, I think it's gonna be 4 or 5 months. I think we're gonna have teams that are going to emerge where the entire purpose is to get single hits in neutral and kill. Now, granted, it might take a single, and when I say a single hit, I mean a single hit to convert for like 8,000 damage or whatever.
Right.
And then 2K, you can get that off literally anything in this game. Like, 2K is not a tall order. I mean, if you hit somebody with a key blast and vanish, you're killing them.
Yeah.
So, this is something that I kind of want to pose is, well, let's walk it back a little bit, though, because that's my version of what I think might happen.
It's going to develop, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen right now. I think we're a long ways away from that happening.
Yeah.
I think Baseku's a real good example of that. Like,
Baseku can kill you off super dash with double C assist.
Yeah, and the thing is too, and like, you can play double C assist with Spirit Bomb assist, and by the time he gets in, he's gonna have a full Spirit Bomb.
Yes.
And that's like, if y'all watch Red Note versus Super Noon, that's a problem. That's like,
does the B assist for base Goku charge the Spirit Bomb?
yes. So it charges.
I never knew that.
It charges Spirit Bomb, and
it gives you a bar. So I actually, funnily enough, was playing the Kill Sage in some like PC like sub games, whatever. We played like a pretty long set. It was a lot of fun. He was playing Z Broly, S Broly, base Goku with base Goku B assist.
Yep.
And he was playing, I think, with S Broly C assist.
Did you feel the damage on that team?
Yeah, because like what would happen is he'd hit me with like S Broly 2L, and I'd be like, all right, whatever, I got to deal with this 45-second combo. And, whoa, S Broly, cool.
The belly button. The chest.
Yeah, the chest bump and then the loops, and it's like, God, this is where I thought Jiren combos went bad, dude. They lasted like 20 seconds. This dude lasted like 45 seconds, and he's just going the entire time. It's like so fucking annoying. Like, put me down.
Yo, he's throwing cabbages at you like he's like the cabbage man from
Yeah.
Oh my
And this
God.
dude just does not speak. He does not speak. He just yells. Like, it's mad annoying. Like, shut up, bro. I'm just trying to play Dragon Ball Fighters, and all I hear is just rah, rah. Like, come on, bro. Like, shit's annoying.
Oh my God, that I've never seen someone get so angry about Super Broly.
The motherfucker just screams. Like, he doesn't say shit. How do you not say shit? In Dragon Ball.
When you're in sparking and you get hit by Super Broly and you watch your entire sparking time run out over the course of one combo, you get pretty mad.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, I completely sidetracked. Anyways,
the damage.
Yes. So this dude was like hitting me with like a 2L and like 45-second combo, whatever. But like he would do a basic B&B and have like 6 bars at the end. And I was like, and then he would like do some shit like level 1 with S Broly into level 1 with Z Broly, which you can Spirit Bomb afterwards. I never do that, but apparently you can. You can do Z Broly level 1 in the base Q Spirit Bomb, and I would just fucking die. Like, I'd get hit by like a 2L into like some sloppy conversion. Like, not a sloppy conversion, sorry. Like, just like a low damage combo.
Yep.
And then I'd get hit by something else, and then I was just fucking dead. Like, because he would just hit me with S Broly level 1, Z Broly level 1, basically level 3, and then I was just dead. And I was like, oh, alright, I didn't really get to play the game, did I?
No, and that's the thing. I mean, if you can't snap loop your opponent to make sure they play the game, just kill their characters, and then they also can't play the game. Like the whole point of fighting games is to prevent your opponent from playing.
Facts.
In an ideal world, the optimal play style is your opponent can't do anything. Now, obviously, you can't truly do that. But if you limit their options, or you just go, okay, you're going to all right, Kurn, so you're going to have to hit me a couple times. And if I touch you, you die. And those are going to be how this game's played. That is a lot of mental pressure to put on your opponent, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You take one command grab and you're like, guess I'm dead. Like,
I could just see that grin on your face, and you just like, I can just see that, like, because I already am stressed about that. And like another thing too, the thing is that a lot of the characters that have really good Oki, like Gotenks and like Piccolo and Kefla, even Zamasu, you know, their game plans are kind of similar, but they don't need C assist, right? Because those are the characters, right, that you're like, okay, had to snap mix, you had to do this, you had to, even adult Gohan we'll get to, right? You had to do X, Y, and Z thing, you had to snap loop, that was the only way to play the character.
Yep.
Now, you can literally either get your Oki knockdown into your mix-up, or you can just play neutral. But the Oki into mix-up is super strong because now you're forcing them to burn resources. Like, I was playing Gohan, we'll get to it. I leveled up, and then I literally got a 50-50, and I killed him. And it's like, any character you have with that, like Piccolo, Gotenks, Vegito even, right? Like, these characters that, you know, everyone's like so asphyxiated, like, all these characters, like, the X, Y, and Z character is dead. I'm like, no. Like, you have to change your game plan a smidge.
So, I don't know. So the thing is, like, you can say that about some characters, and you can't really say it about some other characters. It really just depends on how reliant those characters were on said game plan.
Yeah, I think, and I agree with that. I think it's just a matter of, like, how you look at, like, each character's kit. So, speaking of Gohan, let's talk about this character, because this everybody in their mom is saying, I just want to put the claim out there, and you can tell me if I'm true or not. And I saw this from actually your brother, JDiesel. Your brother tweeted about. I know
exactly what tweet you're about to refer to.
So I'm gonna say it not for. Actually, let me find it verbatim. Find it verbatim. Because this is a tweet that, you know, is posing a lot of different questions. Like, him and Alien both said this. to kind of like summarize, every adult Gohan that in season 2 and season 1 are switching to base Vegeta, and they're kind of like migrating over and not playing adult Gohan. Now, Kurn, my man, we made each other as adult Gohan players.
Yes.
The reason why I'm not playing Gohan is because I just don't like Piccolo adult Gohan. Like, I just don't like the shell. I think it's kind of whack.
That's fair. It is a little whack.
But listen, that was a phase of time in my life. Like, I believed in something, and then I stuck to it. But
I wish we could go back and I could pull some of the quotes from conversations we had where I definitely said things to the effect of, "Hey, FloKey, I think that team's a little weird. You might want to make some adjustments to that team." No, you don't.
No, we're good.
It's OD. It's OD. You just don't understand. I have not maximized the potential of the team yet. It's OD. You just don't understand. Come on.
Unseeable mix on this team. Look at this. I can drop Piccolo Orb, and I'm going to fast fall with adult Gohan, and it's 4-corner mix. That is a 25% chance that you block this. Unstoppable, JDiesel. Unstoppable.
What's the frame gap? Who cares? You're getting hit anyway.
No, but now I'm playing Piccolo Trunks Yamcha, and that's still like a really fun team, and like I really do like that. But Mance, let's talk about adult Gohan. Why do you think people are dropping Gohan?
EX Legs is +1, not +4. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, -20. I'm sorry, to quote Nakiel, it's -20. So
that's a
EX Legs is -20.
Big fucking. A lot of adult Gohans I've talked to, they've said, just 2H me. If you see me EX Legs, they're like, just rip a 2H. Just do it.
Because you can't even really OS that shit anymore to get the safe jump or the backdash option. Like you just eat shit unless you use an assist, and at that point, what's the point?
So you spent a bar so you could use an assist to then get a mix.
Half a bar.
Oh, you're right.
Half a
we're living in season 3. I'm stuck in season 2.
We have to talk proper etiquette now. Apparently, we had pinkies up and we use things for half a bar.
Half a bar.
Yes, half a bar. Yes,
half a bar.
Anyways, so it's
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's just the thing about the character is that I still think the character is completely fine. He still functions the same way that he did. Because honestly, as an adult Gohan player, if I'm getting to EX Legs and you're not locked out of your assists, it's kind of a desperation move. Because, you shouldn't really be using EX Legs against someone who doesn't have their assist locked out. Because the minute that you see EX Legs, just fucking guard cancel it. It's been that way since the guard cancel change.
Right.
Yeah, literally, if you see EX Legs and you have your assists up, just without fail, guard cancel it. Because that shit persists for, a minute. You're just getting kicked in the face.
Yep.
And there's nothing he can do about it if you guard cancel that. So, that's still the case. So, a lot of the times, I'm either going to EX Legs you if you can't guard cancel me, which is a lot harder. That situation's a lot harder to get now because of the snap change. I can't lock out your assists as easily now and reliably get you into EX Legs for the fucked up mix-up. So, it's A, it's a free guard cancel, and B, even if I do get you in the EX Legs, it's +1 now, not +4. So it's unless I use an assist, so I have to get your assist locked out to use it without if you're a player who knows that just to guard cancel it, I need to get your assist locked out somehow, then lock you down after your 30 frame window that you can shift after the snap. You can just come out whenever you want. I have to lock you down after that, use EX Legs, and then get a mix that isn't that I have to use an assist for, or you can just 2H me. It's not.
It feels like it's not worth it. I feel like at this point, do you think? Because I don't know the rest of the frame data. If the other frame data on the legs change or just EX.
I don't think it's changed very much to the point where it's much different. But again, a lot of the time, if I'm making you block legs, I'm at the end of my wits. I want to mix you before that comes.
No, absolutely.
I want adult Gohan to do his shit before legs is even thought about. I want to do 3L into Kid Buu assist into the classic, the New York classic, the Pred, Nakiel, They all do it.
Mhm.
I did
Right.
it too. Like you want to do that. You want to do some weird fast fall shit. You want to stagger 2L because 2L is 0 on block. Like you just want to do some shit like that. You don't want to actually get to legs because if I'm making you block legs, I'm guard cancel bait and I don't have any mix after legs anyway, unless it's EX legs.
So yeah, I think at this point, like from the time because I've been watching a little bit, a lot of the adult Gohan players, like even at the house, I think even Nitro Bros dropped the character.
He recently tweeted that he's labbing Vegeta.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's going to Vegeta and like I believe Nakio is too. I just feel like right now, like I feel like he's gonna turn into a specialist character, right? So when you have a handful of players playing the character and kind of like still playing the character for like what you were talking about. It's like, how can I have an assist built around this character to where I don't have to get to that last resort of EX legs? And now the thing is, you have staggers, like the staggers tick DR.
Like adult Gohan staggers are still
The best.
extremely scary. Are still like some of the best in the game. You do not want to block adult Gohan staggers.
No.
And not only that, but like the shell that was good last season, like Kid Buu GT, still completely ridiculous for adult Gohan. Still, I still think that Kid Buu adult Gohan GT is an extremely viable team that you can see top 8 at majors. It's a ridiculous team, but it's just that some of the free options that he had that didn't really have. He can't put you into that stupid fucked up RPS situation with EX legs without even thinking about it.
Where you have to
anymore.
like backdash, reflect, or mash.
Yeah. And it's like why would you ever? It's like why would you ever do any like? Why would you ever mash? Because I'm +4. Like when I would EX leg someone and I'd see a counter hit on the JL, I would just look at them as I would combo. I would just be like, "What are you doing?" Like,
like, what'd you do here?
I
I'm
definitely
+4.
level read my fair share of EX legs.
yeah,
Like,
but
you gotta make them fear.
yeah, definitely.
Now the question is going to be now, because do you think the base Gita pick from a lot of these players are going to stick because of that fact, or do you think they're gonna test him out for a bit and then some of the Gohan players might go back?
So, I think that it'll probably be a bit of a split down the middle, depending on who the player is. Like for me, I'm currently playing 2 teams. The team that I played at the reversal, which is Kid Buu A, Gohan A, Trunks B. Because I love Trunks. He's my Goku now, and he's one of the sickest characters in the game. I fucking love that character. Shout outs to Sage. I don't know how you do what you do on a circle gate. He does that shit on a circle gate stick.
That's a circle gate?
I asked him the last time I saw him at a tournament, I was like, what do you have in your stick? And he was like, oh yeah, it's a circle gate. And I was like, alright, dude, like whatever. I could just never be you. I'm content with that. Like,
I never knew that.
Yeah.
We never knew that.
Yeah.
I think everybody thought he was on a square gate.
Yeah. Sage facts. That's a Sage fun fact. He uses circle gates to do his crazy ass.
Yo, JDiesel's face right now.
I'm sorry, my brain's trying to like process because I've played with an octagon gate on someone else's stick, and I've played with a square. I've never played on a circle gate.
Yeah. Oh no, you take that bat top and you swirl that shit. You feel no clicks. You feel it's buttery smooth. There is nothing telling you where you are. You just have to know. It's crazy.
You gotta just know where you are.
Yeah, you just have to like.
You gotta twist the lock.
I'm like, yeah, it's like, but like, yeah, okay. So I get that shit with the crazy EX flip nicks and like all that. Like, I get how it could probably give better control, but how do you block with that? Like, how do you know when you're at down back? Or like, I just don't get it. The dude's insane. The dude's just like godlike. I don't know what to say. He's just godlike. I'm a huge Sage stan, I'll admit it. I go nuts watching Sage. Dude does shit that I don't think any other player could like ever do in this game.
Fun to commentate because he does stuff in the middle of the game that like it doesn't matter if I've seen it before. Will always be whenever he does a perfect TK flip into mix. I lose my shit every
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Every
no, so
single time.
recently,
Always cool.
so at Winter Brawl, I had the pleasure of playing him in winter semis. He bodied me, washed me, he fucked me. It was actually like close matches, but the thing is, it didn't feel close because he was just fucking blend. Like any time that I blocked, I was blocking some shit that I could have seen in one of his Twitter videos with the lo-fi in the background and everything. Like he was just doing everything perfect, and I was like,
I'm living a lo-fi hip hop.
yeah,
video.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like I could hear the beat in my head as I was getting mixed. It was crazy.
Is it sad that like I feel like in the selective music when you're playing Sage, there should be a lo-fi section.
Yes, definitely. There should be specific DLC for Sage. But anyway, so I played about Winter Brawl.
Yeah.
You can find the exact moment that I'm talking about if you watch the replay of our match. I think it was the second match. He did a combo that, like, he did a combo where he ended with EX flip in the JMJH, and that side switches. Like, that puts him on the other side of you. Like, you're sliding, and he's just kind of behind you as you're sliding. He did that to me in the corner, which means he put himself in the corner. And I saw him land in the corner and then level 3. And my first thought was, I'm about to eat the most fucked up mix, because he just put himself in the corner. Like, he voluntarily said, I will step into the corner.
I will spend meters
In Dragon Ball FighterZ, developed by Bandai Namco and Arxis. Like, that's crazy. That's OD. He voluntarily put himself in the corner. I see this dude do TKEX flip mix. I swear to God, I could feel the hair on my head, like, as he flipped over me, came back, same side JH, won.
What?
Came back, same side JH, killed me, won the match. And, like, I had the biggest fucking grin on my face when this happened, because I was like, you got it, dude. Like, you got it. It's like,
one thing I will say,
that was OD.
Playing Sage, I have never once had a bad time playing Sage.
He's so much fun to play,
Every
dude.
Game, whether and like I lose the majority of the time. Spoiler alert. I always have a ton of fun, and what always kills me is he also always has something nice to say. As he would be like, and he'll be like, "That was this one." He's like, "You're really fun to play." He's like, "You did this, and that was pretty neat." I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks." I mean, he just watched the ever-loving shit out of me, but like, I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. Current topic: Sage Stand meetup.
I feel like Sage needs to has a little fan club.
Oh, he
definitely does.
He definitely does. Building an empire of fans. Like Twitter, he has blown up this year. It's like actually kind of insane. From like we had him on the podcast episode 3, and then we had him last week, and it was
ever since Giga Itachi.
I told him that. I said that on the podcast. I said Giga Itachi, that money match was one of the best things to ever happen to you.
And to Dragon Ball. I think there should be more of that. That shit was so sick. I've never, like, I was so hyped up about that shit, besides the fact that he made us wait like a day.
I'm not gonna lie, one thing that I have thought about doing is I made a documentary for Young Fish vs. Kite.
Remind that, yeah, Summit.
And there's part of me that had thought about doing a retrospective Sage vs. Giga Itachi.
Yo, oh my god.
Talking about the match itself, but also the impact on Dragon Ball's fighter scene as a whole.
Yeah, that would be. And
really I feel like
sick.
I'm exactly the right distance from that match to really do it justice.
It's been like what, 6 months now since that?
It has, and I think.
Wow, Jesus.
You want to? I think it saved Northeast Dragon Ball.
No way.
If you want my clickbait title, how Sage vs. Giga money match saved Northeast Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that shit was.
Because I'll be honest, I had never seen so many people out for blood as I did after that money match. Everybody wanted smoke.
It's crazy because yeah, it's funny because one of my really good friends from Philly, Ian, he money matched Pred after that, and then there was like more like grudge matches. I was like, all right, I can get behind this. Like I could, that's good content to watch. So the thing is, like, I was at ECT for the entirety of this thing. I was literally there, like watching all of this happen. Yeah. And when I heard that we got it on the Twitch channel, that we got it on to NYC Faraby, shout outs. I was like, this is gonna blow up. Like this is gonna be like this is gonna blow up. people are going to see $300 money match in Dragon Ball, and they're going to go, okay, all right, and they're going to watch it, and they're going to be like, all right, now I want some smoke. Like, that's going to be how it all rolls out. That's exactly how it did.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, like, I think that match, regardless of how it played out, I think it really struck a chord with a lot of people in Dragon Ball, in part because I think one thing that people keep forgetting, for a lot of people, Dragon Ball FighterZ was their first fighting game.
Me included.
Meaning for a lot of people, this was their first real exposure to these guys really don't like each other and they're about to play for a lot of money. And people who haven't seen that before are like, what the hell is this? Like, that's insane. You got $300 riding on this. Like,
yeah, definitely. It was definitely, for me personally, it was a little bit different because, yeah, no, definitely. For me, it was a little different because, as I said, before Dragon Ball FighterZ, for years and years, like back early, mid high school, like right after high school, I fucking loved watching Marvel. I loved watching Marvel, but I never had a way to play it because it wasn't on PC.
Yep.
So, and I never had a console. But so like I kind of knew that kind of stuff could happen, but with Dragon Ball and like when I had gotten part of the community, I was like, oh, this is too esports now. Like you can't really do that type of stuff. Turns out you can.
Oh, you
turns out you very much can.
You just gotta find the right streamer for it.
You just gotta find the right people who really fucking hate each other, and you can get that.
And that's part of the reason that I think that money match was so hype. Is it was real. It wasn't scripted because
Sage didn't stop talking, bro.
Do you guys remember this? When it was the third time Goichi and Sonic Fox played, and they did the giant esports thing, and they tried to have him like walk out with the smoke and everything, and it was like a random event. It was a 1st to 10, and the stream quality was terrible. Do you guys remember that? It was like the giant production. The reason that particular, and it's funny because Sonic Fox and Goichi, they don't hate each other, obviously. They have a great rivalry. But the reason
they're friends,
event didn't work was, one, the production quality was terrible, but two, they tried to play it up too much. It wasn't organic. The reason we loved EVO, where we've got Goichi and Sonic Fox fighting to the bitter end, and people are like, oh my god, this is the greatest Dragon Ball I've ever seen. It's some of the greatest fighting games ever seen.
Facts.
Was because it was an organic storyline that developed and played out. That is the same reason that the Giga Sage match was so important. That was organic. It wasn't for clout. It wasn't for anything else other than these two have a beef and they're gonna quash it here.
I think too, when Sage was on the podcast last week, I asked him a genuine question because I wasn't even fishing for it. I was like,
you were 100. Okay, by the way, everyone who is listening to this podcast, that is complete cap. He was 100% fishing. I've chartered a boat and gone out on the ocean and done less fishing than he was during that episode. So just letting you know right now.
I listen. I took my bait. I had the bait. It was a reflect, right? So I threw it out into the line, and I was trying to reel in Sage. I was like,
jeez. Oh, jeez.
I was like, Sage, has Giga Itachi gotten better? And then he swam away from the bait. And he just said, nah. And I was like, damn. So I took so I took my line back in, wallowed in my defeat, and I walked away.
Y'all want to hear something? Y'all, since I'm kind of sneaking around and I kind of know the people in the Northeast Dragon Ball. You want to hear a little something that happened at Winter Brawl?
Oh shoot!
So apparently, we didn't know that Giga Itachi was going to come to Winter Brawl.
Yeah,
and he did.
He did. He got top 8, by the way.
He did get top 8.
And he beat Childish Vegito in Winner's Side.
in a 24-person tournament, but whatever.
That's why the top 8's less. But he beat Childish, which I heard,
yes.
And I was like, really?
Yeah, and then Childish ran it back.
He ran it back. Both of them were 2-1, right?
After the winners match, they were going to money match.
Childish and Giga?
And Giga Itachi, yes, they were going to money match. I think it was for like 50 or like 100. Like it wasn't 300.
Yeah.
But it was like an on the spot, like these guys do not like each other and they are going to settle it with some money. I think Giga Itachi actually ended up apologizing afterwards for his for whatever he did to make that come about. I don't know if he popped off really hard, it was like shit talking childish, but like that was a thing that almost happened. So apparently, like, I don't know, man, he just has a way of making this shit sort of pop up.
I mean, part of it is like, as someone, you know, from
Does
Giga's
it
region.
does it for the novelty, I guess, you know?
Well, I mean, it's funny because people say it's for the novelty, but from talking to people who've known him for like years, no, he just believes he's gonna get. He just wants to play.
No, yeah, definitely.
Like,
So the thing is, like, the misconception with Giga Itachi is that, like, if you've ever like talked to him in person, dude's OD nice. Like, he's super nice.
Yes.
And you can tell he genuinely has like a very strong want to get better at what he's doing. Like the dude,
Yes.
like he, like when I talked to him, anytime I went to Xanadu.
Yep.
He asked for advice, and he wanted to play games, like no matter whether it was in bracket, out of bracket.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, let's get some games going," because like, you know, he wants to play anyone that he can that has like a reputation or that like he thinks is good, so that he can get that experience and get the advice. And I totally respect that because I do the same thing. Anytime that I'm like in a stream or like at an event, and like I put my eyes on someone who I'm like, that's a good player, I'm like, we gotta get games in at some point. I don't care when, I don't care how many. I just
Hovering
wanna
around
play.
the casual setups, like I got.
Yeah, exactly. I
get
gotta
my
scope it all out. Yeah.
Kurn's definitely like you need to bring up like binoculars with you next time you go to an event and just be in the back and be like, I spotted you.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Yeah.
It's
Walk up, games now.
It's funny
Yeah.
because like with Giga, one of the things that at least I see, it's like a lot of what you talk about because I talk to him on a weekly basis when he's there. Like,
Yeah.
dude is incredibly. It's funny because I hear a lot of people going, "Oh, Giga's like this," and like I haven't talked to the dude plenty of times. I'm like,
No, he's
"Nah."
super nice. Like he's a super nice guy to talk to, actually.
What I think, and this is my personal take, is there is Giga Itachi the person, and there is Giga Itachi the player.
The player.
Oh, facts.
Yes.
And they are not the same person.
They are very
They
different.
are extremely different.
They
And it's
are very
funny
different.
because what I will say though, either way, Giga Itachi is one of the best showmen in terms of getting people invested and getting people hyped about something. It's funny because people
He's a heel.
He
He is a heel.
If he was stronger, I want you to imagine he was really, really strong. He would probably be one of people's. He'd be like kind of like a Leffen if he was strong enough.
I'd more say like an F champ.
Oh, you think he's F champ?
I'd more say that if he was like OD at this game and was just starting shit with
taking
people,
down like everybody,
definitely has the F champ energy where he's just relentless. Like he just does
I
not
want
give
to
a
see
fuck.
F champ Giga run bracket. Like that would be the greatest time.
Like doing some real disrespectful shit in a match, like he charged super dash, shit like that.
Oh
Like-
my god,
He's not even
Giga
real.
puts his stick down to plug his phone in mid set. Like
Yeah.
you could. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
Kite's looking for smoke. Look,
Yeah, Kite is really looking for like some money on the table, bro.
I'm surprised we haven't seen some CT money matches. CT, what's going on? Boston. Where's the in region stuff?
You gotta get Kevin to come out of the mountain house and rally up his troops and get people to hate each other.
Kevin needs to hit teleport over here.
Yeah.
Grab it. What?
I remember, bro. So, like, I remember I was listening to your guys' podcast about the ECT predictions
Yeah.
because someone mentioned like, "Hey, you're in them," and I was like, "Oh, cool, that's cool. I'm glad they believe in me." And I heard you guys talking about Kevin Tech. Keep in mind that if you go back and look at the brackets, Kevin Tech did double Jeopardy me. He got me in winners
Yep.
and losers. 2-0 in winners, 2-1 in losers. And like the first thing I heard about this dude was that he was like the dark horse of Massachusetts. He was like hidden in the shadows, but was like by far their best player. And I was like, oh, that's sick. I can't wait to play him. Like that's like super cool. And like when I first talked to him, like he definitely had like the kind of like aura around him. Like he was joking around. He was like, "Nah, I suck at the game" and all this stuff.
The classic
Yeah,
line.
yeah,
You-
yeah.
you could
And I
probably-
was like, "Nah, bro, I've heard about you." And he was like, "Have you?" And I was like, "Yes, I have heard about you." And he was like, "All right, well, we'll see how things go."
That's definitely
Yeah.
Kevin Tech.
I
That is
love. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. One of my things I love about the FGC is hidden bosses. Those
Yes,
are,
he wa-
Those people
like-
crack me up because they'll be somebody you've never heard of, and they'll be like, "Yeah, you know, I play kind of casually sometimes." I'm like, "Oh, okay, you play casually." And I'm like playing them, and they're like, they play characters I'm not used to. And
Oh my god, yeah.
And I'm
Like
looking, and I look at their team, and I'm like, "What is the synergy here?" And they're like, "Oh, well, you didn't know there's like this one wonky DHC interaction that gives me 4-corner mix here," and I'm like, "No."
What?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you
Yeah.
mean that's a thing? And they're like, I only play on like Tuesdays at Chuck E. Cheese or something. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why don't you play somewhere else?
I just play after school, you know. Yeah, so like yeah, but no, like so when I play Kevin Tech for the first time in bracket, the first thing this dude does. Well, first we'll talk about characters select screen. I see him hover Broly, select. I see him hover Hit, select. I see him hover Trunks, select. And I go, what? Like, what's happening here? I'm like, all right, whatever, cool. He's got a weird team. I'll just have to figure out things as I go. I don't really have a lot of experience with these characters. Whatever. First thing this dude does is he gets me blocking. He hits me with 5LL, change the future, Broly tit grab off of the third L. And I go, what just happened?
It's like, how? Why did it get kicked?
What? Like, wait,
Why-
that exists in this game? What? Because I didn't know that was like a thing in this game that you could like tick grab with auto combo grabs. And like this dude just like demolishes me. It wasn't even close in the winner's set. Like it was just so convincing. Because the minute that I got him blocking, he blocked and then he recognized when he was good and then he took his advantage. Like the dude's defense was immaculate. It was insane. Just shout outs to Kevin Tech in general before I go any farther. Shout outs to him, man. We gotta play again, dude, because you're insane. But yeah, so like he's blocking everything, he's teching everything. I'm like, what the fuck do I do against this guy? And the minute that he gets in, he starts hitting me with like some of the shit that I've never seen before. Because like we don't have any Z Brolys, we don't have any hits, and we don't have any Trunks. So literally
that's a
three
really
characters.
bad day
Yeah,
for you.
it was 3 characters that I legit had no experience against.
Right.
Hit a little bit from like online, but like online hit is
Online
not
does
hit.
not prepare you.
Online hit specifically is not hit. Because playing 7 and playing Kevin Tech is a lot different than playing fucking Johnny Pencil Pusher online, you know?
Pencil pusher.
Like it's a very different experience
Hits
playing.
online, they just try to like dash around you and call assists. Hits IRL will sit there and stare into your soul
Yeah,
waiting for
no,
you to do something.
Like the classic is a Reflect 5H or Reflect 5M on hit.
Yup.
Like every online hit loves doing that, and like that did not prepare me for this. Yeah, I actually like before the match, because I don't know, I was like, I don't do this anymore, but before ECT I used to study my opponents and stuff, and I looked up Kevin Tech, and the only thing I could find was like a replay from 2018, like release of the game, and I was like, shit, I don't know what the hell I'm dealing with here. The loser set actually was a lot closer, because I learned that Kevin Tech has had a habit, I don't know if he has it now, he had a habit where at any time that he was blocking, he was holding the raw tag button. That man made love to the raw tag button. And funnily enough, after I played him, I also made love to the raw tag button on defense.
It's pretty good.
It's really good. Like, so you can get away with raw tag so much, even against people who know to look for the red X. And if you delay your raw tag a little bit, you can definitely get away from it. Or like, if they're looking for the red X and you see them walking back, specifically trying to bait the raw tag, you just get your turn back.
Yeah.
So just like the threat of the raw tag is ridiculous. Raw tag is such a stupid, raw tag is a stupid mechanic.
That's a mechanic I actually want to. I'll take a chance to segue into right here. How do you guys feel about raw tag? This is one of the mechanics that hasn't been as under the microscope this season, but it's felt really, really strong this season, in part because Snap has been nerfed. So people aren't locked out nearly as much as they were before. So raw tag's almost always on the table this season.
Mm-hmm. Like, specifically, raw tag and guard cancel are, like, so much scarier now this season.
I agree. So I've been playing a lot with shouts to IB Curlinum, Goon, Blazing Swag God. I've been playing with them a lot. And the one thing that I've been noticing a lot is that if I hard tag in like random situations, they get opened up. Now, granted, there's some times where they do what you said, backdash, and they'll wait properly.
Well, also, like, the thing is, like, yeah, like you said, you can just do it at a random time. Like, you can just, like, you're just like, I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna hold raw tag, and then it comes out some fucked up side, and then it hits.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Actually,
when you're on the right side of the screen and they come out the left, I
Left,
just want to
yes.
chuck my fight stick because I'm like,
Yes.
that is some bullshit. Or
You know,
I even
actually-
2H, and I'm facing the wrong direction, and I'm sitting here like, how is that even possible? Like,
crazy thing is-
what was that, Gabe?
And the crazy
That's
thing is,
cheating.
as I use the forward and hard tag mechanic, I don't use like you hold it.
Oh,
So
you
I
don't
tried
just hold
that.
assist?
I'll use quick tag.
I use quick tag.
Wow, I can't. I hate it.
So the only reason why is because I'm already acclimated to it, like since playing from season 1. So,
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
when they try to transition, I'm like, I try using down and tag. I try using holding and tag. I'm like, this doesn't feel right, especially with my play style.
Yeah.
A lot of players either stick with both or take off simple dash. They changed it. I don't know. I think hard tag's in a really good spot, like you mentioned, Kern. I think it's one of those mechanics where, like, if you're not like truly fishing for it, it's gonna hit you in a really weird situation. That's why, like, a lot of people have been like jumping and just doing jab because that's still like very, very good. Like another like Keflo, who just got released, has a really good jab. Piccolo, his jab's still ridiculous. You know, there's a lot of characters now like you have
GT.
to, GTs. You know, list goes on. Even Caboose. You know,
Yeah,
there's a lot.
It's the elbow. It's got the
The
bows.
the bow.
Woo! He got you with that.
The thing is that I think hard tag is now. I think it's gonna be like what you said, Jay. I think it's gonna be a really prevalent thing. This meta. Guard cancel is still. I don't because it still costs a bar.
Also, it's still really dangerous. Like,
thing
guard
is,
cancel,
like-
if against people who don't know how to deal with guard cancel, you will literally, like, I've had matches online where
Correct.
I can tell somebody doesn't know how to stop guard cancel, and their pressure just ends every time they do something. Like, nope, I'm out, goodbye. But then you play against good people who actually know how to look for it and properly bait it. Or if you start over relying on guard cancel when they just back up and let you walk forward.
See, that's the true okay. That's what I need to start doing. That's that's one real bad habit I have. When they back up, I just don't forward and I don't take my turn back. And like, I feel like a lot of people like that hold hard tag a lot. Like they kind of like get stuck in that mindset. I'm like, oh my god. Like they see blue health. I'm like, oh my god. So that's the only like downside to hard tagging a lot is that you're like, you always feel like, even if you take a smidge of life, right? You're like, okay, how am I getting this character out?
Yep.
Like in that regard. So I don't know. I think hard tag is an interesting mechanic. Definitely something I have to work on in terms of me, for sure. That's a bad habit. But Kern, what do you think about hard tag now?
Hard tag's broken. Always has been, always will be. hard tag's broken.
Is
The
hard tag
thing
broken
is-
because Super Dash is broken, or is Raw Tag itself just broken in and of itself?
Super Dash is good. Like Super Dash is a very good mechanic as we've learned
Yes.
over the years that we've been playing this game. It's just that the fact that Raw Tag is in essence a Super Dash that can come from some really fucked up angle, and by that, you know, the thing is, like, Raw Tag is not one of those things that you can just auto deal with a lot of the time. Because a lot of the other defensive options in the game, you have ways to auto deal with. Like, a lot of the top tier characters have reflect proof strings. Like Kid Buu, for instance, like you reflect 5L, 5L, he can just 5M right back in. The only way you can stop that is if you like reflect again manually, or you like level 3 or do some really like fucked up shit. And like a lot of top tier characters also have strings or buttons that are really good for baiting guard cancel. Like Adult Gohan 3L, for instance, is the GOAT. If people try to guard cancel that, they get 2H because you can cancel out of it. Or like people know how to construct their strings, or that if someone does guard cancel, they have enough time to 2H in reaction in the string. Raw tag, however, doesn't really have anything like that. Like there are players who I know who will like, they'll have someone in the corner and they'll like stagger in a really specific way that the 2M will clip raw tag or something like that.
Right.
Or they'll just sit in the person's face waiting for raw tag. But that's not like, the thing is, the other options here, like the ways to beat guard cancel and the ways to beat reflect, are dealing with those options while still continuing your pressure. To deal with raw tag when you're just sitting there, you're giving up your pressure.
You're not advancing your game.
Exactly. You're giving up your pressure to try to stop an option, and in turn, giving your opponent, if they're aware enough, a way to start their own pressure.
That's true.
Like, that's why raw tag, I think, is one of the most busted, defensive mechanics in the game. Mechanics in general, honestly. Because it's just so fucking hard to deal with. Like, yeah, people practice it, and you'll see people hit it consistently, but JLing a raw tag and JLing a super dash, shit's hard. Like, it's hard to do consistently. Like, you have to really practice that. Unless playing Piccolo. But...
You know what? I still have to practice a little bit, because like, I have timing down. So,
do you have to remember where the jump button is, or where the light button is?
Yeah, you have to.
I have to remember. Okay, on my beautiful arcade stick, I have to remember.
Okay, flex a little. Flex a little. All right.
I have to remember to float and hit jab.
Like that's two whole things. I'm not sure I can remember that.
That's
hard. The exact same number of orbs you have now.
Yo,
True.
Listen.
Facts.
Can y'all not make fun of double orb, man?
I'm
double
not making fun
orb
of
is
it.
great.
I'm just stating a fact.
No, but yeah, no. I'm hard tag. Yeah, I think that you bring up a lot of good points about like that mechanic in general. It's hard, one that we're gonna probably see a lot of going forward. Like, I can probably go back at HOC and how did Faulty deal with hard? How did Alucard deal with hard tag? Cisco ran hell, because that mechanic can really define it's gonna probably define the meta.
Yeah, it sucks because not only do you have to know how to deal with raw tag, because it's so fast. Like, you can react to raw tag obviously, but it's like you also have to know, like, if you're playing a really good opponent, you have to know when they want to raw tag.
It's predictive as opposed to reactive.
Exactly. Well, like, predicting when they want to raw tag. Right. Because there will be times where you're like, oh, they can raw tag now because the red X is gone, so I'm just going to sit there. And the opponent knows that, so they take their turn back. You know? It's it's a huge mental thing. It's raw tag causes RPS in of itself, and that's just because of that.
Really,
it's
right, just through the fact that it exists creates an RPS scenario during pressure for the offender. And this goes back to, a statement that people loved making in Season 2, which was, there's no defense in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I have no options. Grr. It's like, no, you definitely have options. You just have to use them once. Make your opponent fear them. It's like DPs, right? DPs, if you never throw out a DP ever, I think that's wrong. I think you have to throw out at least one, because you have to keep your opponent honest. Now, granted, don't make it the most obvious and know when it's going to be obvious, when it's not. But I think, now granted, some people will disagree with me on this. I think it is inherently incorrect to have a DP on a character and to never use it.
It's not the DP, it's the threat of the DP.
Yes, and the problem is, if I play you 2 games in a row and you haven't thrown out DP, Because once you throw out that first DP, if you do it early, as long as you don't,
It's on the table. The card's on the table.
Right,
now.
and the rest of the match, I've seen people who I used to do this with Gogeta. Now I was bad about this because I like DPing, because I'm a fiend. I definitely DP'd 4 times in a row against somebody. They definitely got hit the first 3, and I definitely pushed my luck for the 4th one. Net play is a hell of a drug. But
I think going off that too, when I was playing IB Krellin with Yamcha, I literally did this I either crossed up with Yamcha level after post level 3. I either crossed up, I did Wolf Fang Fist. I never went low. You know, it took me 30 games. It took almost 20 to 30 games before I said, "Screw that, I'm gonna go 2M," and he got hit.
I mean, and
I finally put that card, because like you mentioned, Kurn, I finally put that card on the table.
Gotta threaten people.
It's so the thing is in a situation like that where you have a lot of games to condition people, you can kind of hold your cards for a really long time and then put them on the table. But we're talking about a tournament setting here. Let's say we're talking about you guys are at Bums and you're getting raw tagged out the ass.
DP comes out game 1.
Exactly. You have to put those cards. You have to flex your options in a 1st to 2 set. You want a raw tag. You want a guard cancel. You want to use your DP if your opponent, if you have one, and of course you want to use all the completely busted tech options in the game. Yep. Delay tech, up tech. You want to vary because you want your opponent to know that you're aware of your options. You know what options you have, and you're going to use them to try to make them guess.
Yeah, I really agree on that, because I think this is something a lot of players do, where they have a really good option, but they sit on it, and they sit on it, and they sit on it. A 1st to 3 is not that long. Mm-hmm. Or sorry, a 1st to 2.
Either they sit on it or they break it out, and they only use that.
Right, you have to vary it up, because the thing is, I guarantee that if on the very first pressure string you do, if I bust out with a DP successfully, I have changed your play for the rest of that match.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if I never DP again.
Potentially the rest of the set.
Yeah, you're probably going to start leaving gaps where you wouldn't normally, because you're going to be looking for a DP bust out. Because there's times where I've thrown DPs out early. I'll get level 3 in a game-winning scenario. I will wake up and DR someone because they're so convinced
that you're going to DP,
that I'm going to DP, and then I wake up DR and then kill you because I have 3 meter left, and you're like, well, that's insane. Why would you wake up DR? I woke up DR'd because you showed me time and again you were afraid of DP.
I think you did that to me. I
have done that to you, FloKey.
I remember this because we played, I think this was right before season 3, right before season 2 ended. And I remember we having a conversation about changing your conditions and conditioning your opponent in a different way. I was sitting here, I was pondering it, and I was like, wait, so that all makes sense.
Yeah, conditioning people, part of it is using your tools, and then part of it's not using your tools. Because sometimes that tactical sandbag can be the right decision. Delay tech is one that you should sandbag a little bit.
You want the cards to be on the table is the main thing. You want your opponent to know that you are aware of the vast majority of options that you have. Because even to this day, the hard pill to swallow about Dragon Ball FighterZ is that the defensive options in the game are ridiculous. They're really good.
No one wants to believe it.
No one wants to believe it, but having a frame one high-low parry that returns you to neutral, an invincible guard cancel that only costs 1 bar and gets you out of a lot of situations, raw tag existing, DPs, and not to mention the teching options on sliding knockdown. The teching options on sliding knockdown are so hard that a majority of the time, if I don't have a controlled setting, I have to guess on your wake up. That's what you're going to do.
You try to you do a bad meaty timing because they delay tech, and now you get smoked because you tried to take your turn after getting an SKD.
Not to mention that, there's so much variance to it, delaying your tech only a little bit and then doing stand-up tech and then jumping because jumping only has a 4-frame startup, or reflecting or DPing, mixing your options together to really throw off your opponent, or delayed up tech is busted. There's just so much that you can do to throw off your opponent. And that is why, like, that's why Snap was so strong in season 2, was because it was the one way to get a continuous loop of a controlled situation that your opponent had to guess in. Like, fuzzies aside, like, not even talking about fuzzies, just snapping into an assist into mix was one of the only ways that you could get a guaranteed offense in the game and be able to reward yourself continuously off of that. Because reflect wasn't an option, guard cancel wasn't an option, DPs were an option if you left a gap, but why would you leave a gap? And there's no teching. Because, like, what you shouldn't have been staggering if you snapped in the first place, because there's nothing that they can do besides DP or reflect.
They have
to. So there's no reason to stagger, and then you get a guaranteed mix out of it from most teams. Like, it was one of the only ways to continuously guarantee offense and guarantee a kill.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little. I will say that them completely wiping that from the game did have me scared for a little bit, because I was like, well, what's the reward going to be for successful offense then? You know, what if I have to, like, I basically have to level 3 you to get a controlled situation.
Yes.
Right? I have to.
They still
exactly.
Reflect, right? Like,
exactly. Like, and even then you still have reflect and guard cancel. But to even get close to a situation that's controlled, I have to level 3 you now.
Yep.
And there are characters who can capitalize off of that, caulk off base Cheetah. Or you have to guess reflect or eat a 50-50. And other characters too, I think. But yeah, so like there's only that now. And if I don't have 3 bars, or if I can't get into the level 3 situation because of the route that I chose or something like that, what's my reward here? I have to guess now. Like, I basically have to return to neutral. You know, I'm obligated to, because if I try to press my advantage on your knockdown and you delay tech and I mess up my meaty a little bit, I'm probably dying.
That's a really good point.
Actually, what you're talking about right here, that whole sequence, this goes back to part of what I was thinking with C assist. Because right now, you're right. Like,
full circle.
Yeah, this actually does come back to what I was thinking in like a couple months, 5 months, whatever. You're right. Because the way the game is going to be played now is you're going to have to take your situations over and over. You have level 3 for your controlled situations. Granted, we do have stuff like base Jita Key Blast into Bardock assist. So, like, there are, you know...
Oh, I want to have a nice long talk with who let Tyrant Lancer be a thing, dude. Like, that assist is ridiculous.
Using Bardock B, there are times that it definitely hits people where I'm just like, that was not my intention. But thank you for the full combo.
So, like, did you guys... So, there was a tweet put out by Globo, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go Globo. I think he's a Midwest player.
Yeah, we've had
we have
before.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, awesome. Yeah, no, I've played him a few games, but on like NetPlay. But I think he tweeted out something. It was like cursed neutral mix.
Yup.
And he did base Jita Key Blast into Bardock assist, and this was from like mid screen. Had enough time to run up with a J2H and get the 50-50 out of it.
Yeah.
And it was like, if he spaced it correctly, it was like a left-right, too. It was like wacky.
He could do double J2H and cross low on the other side, too. Like, it was absolutely wild. And the thing is, I've had times where Bardock is hit with B. I've actually whiffed a button and then still managed to run up and do an M conversion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that makes no sense. Like, the hit stun's insane. The block stun's insane. One of my favorite things to do is call, with Ginyu, call Purple Comet, do a cross-up, call Bardock as it's going. If they try to super dash, they'll get Tyrant Lancered and then hit by the tornado. Or they get locked out, and now I can do whatever I want in the middle of the tornado, and they can't do it.
So, funnily enough, as I said before, the one team that I'm running, and that I started running at the start of, I don't think I ever finished it, I started running at the start of Season 3, Kid Buu Gohan, Kid Buu, Gohan, Trunks, AAB. The second team that I'm running, that I think has potential to be my main team, is Vegeta A, Bardock B, GTA.
Yep.
And with that team, there's like, it's not really a mix, but it's caught so many people because of people not expecting how plus Tyrant Lancer is.
Yeah.
I do GT string, and it's all true string. I do like 5LL, 2M, 5M, 2S, and then I do light Lariat with Tyrant Lancer. And I have enough time to IAD over you, JL, like with a JL, land, and then 2L, and it's all a true string. Like I have time to whiff high-low, cross up, and it's all a true string.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I can do super jump IAD and then float to mess up the fuzzy timing and hit you with the JL, like high. So, like, it's not a left-right mix-up because of cross-up protection. Like, you can still block the other way, but you have to do the high-low. Like, you have to block the high-low. That's the messed up part.
No, it's really, really good. That shell,
cool.
I think it's going to become one of the defining shells, at least for the near future. But
what, Bardock B GTA?
Yeah. No. Yeah, Bardock B, Vegeta A. I think
Vegeta A. Okay.
I think those two is going to be really defining. I think Trunks is also in the mix with Bardock. I think those two have a lot of really, really strong synergy.
I think GT is not going anywhere.
I think GT is going to go sleep for the next couple weeks, and he'll be back.
I think GT is not going anywhere
Even
because
I agree.
The character is still GT.
I think people are sleeping, letting him sleep right now because I think people are burned out. I think this is not a case of characters not good enough. I think people are honestly just people who played him. A lot of people told me they weren't having the most fun playing him. And I think people feel like other things are competitive, so they kind of want to get it. But his assist is way too good for him not to be seeing play. But
exactly,
we talked about a lot of defensive mechanics that were added to the game.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the most controversial offensive mechanic that was added to the game. Let's talk about Limit Break.
I want to talk about a character. I want to talk about a character specifically that I got to experience.
Kurn, why don't you kick us off talking about Limit Break here? You seem like you've got at least a character with Limit Break you'd like to talk about.
What happened?
So, I'm a pretty happy guy when I play Dragon Ball Fighters.
No.
Oh, is this a Change of Man story?
I enjoy myself a fair bit when I boot up Dragon Ball Fighters, developed by Bandai Namco. I think it's a fun game for the whole family. When Season 3 came out, and our good friend, our god, Goichi, showed us a certain character that got a lot of love in Season 3. Character would be Frieza.
Yeah.
Character would be Frieza. My one friend in Philly, shout outs to Saraisu or Ishmael. He's my best friend in the Philly FGC. Such a great dude. And is wild at Dragon Ball Fighters, but just doesn't play it like that anymore. This dude was like, you know what? I'm gonna play Team Villains. So he played Cell Janemba Frieza.
Okay.
So this character Frieza, I could talk about how Frieza now can enable the old Leffen mix. Do you guys remember the Leffen mix from the Leffen Goichi set? Where he would do perfect attack into assist and it was a 50-50? Because the assist... I forget what assist it was. I think it was 21 assist. If you did perfect attack into 21 assist, the block stun was so low that it broke cross-up protection. And the elbow would hit on either side. And you had to guess. So that mix is back in the game now.
I have seen a bunch of Cell perfect attack mix on Twitter. It's been making the rounds.
If you have Cell and Frieza's B assist, the you shall not, whatever the hell it is.
You shall not survive.
The ball. Yeah, that one. Whatever it is. That assist has mad low block stun. Like really low block stun. So if you time a perfect attack with it, you'll do medium or light, and the block stun will wear off in enough time that the elbow will come down and it'll break cross-up protection. So you have to, it's a 50-50. It is a literal 50-50. You have to guess left or right.
Apparently it has 11 frames of block stun.
Yeah. Not to mention that it also sets up for 5LLL tick grab with Cell because of how low block stun it is. I could talk about that. I could talk about how fucked up that is, but no. I'm gonna talk about how we played a set, and this was like a week into season 3. We played a set of about 15 games.
Yeah.
It was about 9-6, if I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha.
All 6 games
were they all solo Frieza
that
comebacks?
he won were 1v2 or 1v3 solo Frieza comebacks. So
wow.
Yes. Now, like, I can definitely be like, oh, I wasn't really familiar with it, and I was getting better at stopping the Frieza BS near the end. But, like, the first game that he came back on me, I swear to God, this dude hit me with, like, he did 5L, 5M, 2M, 5H, tick back in the 4L, Dragon Rush! And I was like, wait,
And
whoa,
Golden.
hold on. This is not the game to do this. I don't want this in my game. Because you can tick back into your second 5L because he has reverse beat on every fucking button in the world now. So, yeah, he could reverse beat out of his S buttons now. So L, M, H, and S all have reverse beat now.
Whoa.
In Golden Frieza.
Yeah. I didn't. I
And
that
Golden-
was standard. I'd be terrified if that was standard.
And Golden Frieza now will never run out in the duration of sparking.
Yep,
it will
sparking
always be on.
Pauses the timer.
So what you can do is you can pop Golden Frieza, run it to the near end of the timer, pop sparking, get that extra 30 seconds, and not only that, but now by re-entering the command for Golden Frieza, they can manually turn it off. Yeah, you can manually get out of Golden Frieza.
I don't remember reading that.
You can.
Right.
That like if you do the command for Golden Frieza again, you will power down and get the whole crumple animation.
I learned something new today.
So there are actual safe setups to get yourself out of Golden Frieza where they can't do anything about it.
Like you set up something like discs or to force something.
Discs, yeah, it's discs in the disc engage, and it'll meet them on the way back. It's after his level 3, after his dive level 3. You can disengage, and the discs will meet them on the way back. And there's nothing they can't do anything
Even
about
if
it.
they
You're
reflect
just
out. They can't punish you.
yep, you're good. You're just fine.
Wow.
It's back to neutral.
That's a nice quality of life change.
So yeah, like this dude, because of the fact that he has 2 air dashes, 40% bonus damage, and can literally reverse beat out of every single normal that he has, he basically has the equivalent of solo mix. He has solo mix and sparking. He has really dangerous solo mix and sparking.
On top of the boosted Golden Frieza damage.
And if he touches you, you're dead. Like
also, I've heard his meter gain is absolutely unreal.
yeah, it's stupid. It's
like when
ridiculous.
he's in Golden, he apparently just gets so much meter so fast.
You can basically just level 3 at the end of almost every combo. Like Frieza, like I don't know if Goichi's still sticking with the Frieza pick, but like that character legitimately has potential that if someone were to lab it out, like it's not. People were saying, "Oh, it's Dark Phoenix." It's not Dark Phoenix. It's nothing like Dark Phoenix. You don't just lose the game. You don't just disconnect your controller, but it's really hard. Like the character does have potential to be one of the best anchors in the game.
You get hit because the situation that I've been seeing come up more and more. So it's really interesting because Limit Break, I've been purposefully not killing characters. I'm trying it out right now to see how I like it. But when I get someone down to 2 characters, even if I have a kill combo, I will leave one of their characters at 10%. And I will snap in the other character. This is something I've started doing. And now, it's had mixed results, obviously, because there's times, as long as I keep control, it feels a lot better, because once I get through that character, now they have a Limit Break character with 10% health, which is...
But at the same time, you're keeping those assists on
and
the
it's
table.
a risk, right? It's a real big risk.
Because if things stop going your way,
Correct.
they have their whole team.
But I feel like I have lost more games to giving them a full health Limit Break character than I have to not killing their character and snapping. I can't 100% prove this, but if you're up 3v2...
So, I think that...
I don't know.
Depending on the team and the character, that could be a way to circumvent something like that.
Yeah. I'm trying it right now. This is not me endorsing this, but
I
have been testing it.
Yeah, I say that for a Frieza team, just fucking kill Frieza. Just get him out and kill him.
I've been snapping Frieza in.
Just kill him.
Just characters I've been
put him in the dirt.
Character's
so scary.
Yeah.
I fucking hate playing as that character.
I bring Tien in because
Tien too, because Tien has the shotgun. Again, he can blow you up.
The shotgun, like I thought the shotgun was bad before. Oh my god, when he has limit break, your character's actually just like I called an assist once, and he just stood up, cocked the shotgun, and killed him from like
yo, try me, bang, and just
third to like a half health in limit break. And granted, I got a combo on him, but he killed my other character. It just
for free because you call an assist.
Yep. I called assist.
Yep. That's Marvel type shit. That is Marvel type shit. You call an assist, that assist is dead.
No,
it's gone.
No, the thing is like Yamcha too. Like I feel like Yamcha, like you have like Trunks that you mentioned before. There's a lot of like, I feel like the game right now is wide open with like variety of like who you can play, kind of like bringing it all back together, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this season, I feel like if you look at a list of like, and especially too at bums, you can look at a list of teams like played like even on stream, right? From that 40+ man tournament, and there is barely any players again like playing like consistent characters. The only characters that we see that are consistent are Bardock. But Bardock's in different
Bardock.
I
Bardock!
love
You gotta play Bardock.
It kind of cracks me up because Bardock, if you were a Bardock main in season 1, you could, without dropping tier, play the exact same character every single season, every patch, and he's still good.
Yeah, if you actually go back and you watch the reversal, the last reversal that I played at in Losers Finals when I played Rogue Yoshi, there are times where he'd auto combo and it'd cross up and he'd kill me off of it. And from the commentator's desk, which is like across the room, you could hear me very faintly just going, Bardock! After dying.
Oh,
like just screaming it at the top of my lungs.
It feels that way.
Yeah, speaking of feeling that way, real quick, because we're kind of running out of time.
We are
I kind of
at the end here.
Kind of want to ponder something real quick. We've been doing this with everybody. Season 3, there's 3 more slots left. Who do you want in season 3, Kurn?
Oh, jeez.
I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Bro, you can't do that. Jesus,
I don't
man.
care. It's our podcast, right?
I know, I get that, man, but this podcast's gonna go on for a little longer now because I wasn't ready. All right, let's see. DLC wish list.
Who do you think?
Oh, jeez, who do I want? Not Pecan, I can tell you that much. I can tell you that. Not him.
Pecan?
Not him. Not him. Not Pecan.
There's
not
enough
Pecan.
green on the screen already.
Let's see. Yeah, exactly. There's enough green. Who do I want? I'll do a joke one first, because I've been saying this since season 1. I want Yajiro, but I want him to just have Virgil's moveset.
Oh my god, he sets up blades!
I want Yajiro, give him Devil Trigger for some reason. Give him Spiral Swords, give him Helmbreaker, give him everything. Give him just Virgil's move. Literally copy and paste Virgil from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 into Dragon Ball FighterZ and make him a short fat guy, and I'd be golden.
Virgil's character model and just stretch
shit. Yeah, exactly.
Onto the character model.
Yeah, like those fucked up, like the Smash mods, the Smash mods that have like the skins of the other characters.
My favorite is Captain Falcon as Kermit the Frog.
Yes, yes, it's like those. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyways, let's see. Controversial one, but because of the fact that I think his fight is really cool and I think he could play really cool, Omega Shenron. I think Omega Shenron would be really cool.
That's been a consistent one that we've been getting.
I like Omega Shenron for DLC.
Okay, one more.
Let's see. Yajirobe as the joke. Omega Shenron, and I swear to God, I've said this about characters before and it hasn't been true, but if this character got put into the game, I would at least play him for like as long as I could bear if he doesn't suck. Majin Vegeta. I need Majin Vegeta in the game, bro.
Ooh, that'd be
give me Majin Vegeta, because that isn't I'm interested in the way he would play. He's one of my favorite characters of the series, because that's like that's the moment when Vegeta became a character. Like that, like after the whole arc where he became Goku's like lackey, like, oh, I'm second. That's where he got like where his personality and his wants became fully fleshed out again. Because he had that whole scene where he's got Goku pinned. And he's like, I'm done being the second. Like, I'm going to search for my own power. Like, that was godlike. It was so godlike to finally have him be like, nah, like, I'm done. Like, I'm done just being the second in command and watching you go Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, 4, and then me just follow behind. Like, he finally had, like, his own power. And they tried to do that in Super with Blue Evolved, but it kind of fell flat on its face. I didn't really think Blue Evolved was that cool. Because it was supposed to be like, oh, Vegeta finally has his own thing now, his own power. Who really like looked at that and then looked at Ultra Instinct and was like, yeah, those two compare. Like those, yeah, that'd be eye to eye. Like,
one of them
no,
with bump and music, and the other one does not.
Exactly. That's a fair point.
That's how you know it's not.
That's a fair point.
Well, speaking of bumping music, Kurn, thank you so much for coming on our podcast. We knew this was going to go overtime in some way, shape, or form.
I talked too much.
You have to go.
No, this was great. We got to hit on a lot of topics, and that's really what we wanted to do. Now, as we do with all of our guests on UTR, we'd like to offer you the next couple minutes. And anything you want to talk about, anything you want to plug, anybody you want to shout out, all of that. The next 5 minutes are yours. Take it away, Kurn.
Let's go,
right. 5 minutes. Oh man. Okay. So shout outs to the Philly FGC. Shout outs to Saraisu. Shout outs to Ian. Shout outs to Rogue Yoshi. Man, you made some mistakes, but you're doing the right thing. You're trying to at least. Shout outs to everyone who's supported me the entire time. I have so many people on Twitter who are seeing me become what I'm becoming as like a player and like a community member in Philly, and it really has been one of the most amazing experiences that I've like ever been through. It's been so amazing to just find a community that you can share all these general interests with, and like I've never walked into an FGC room and have been like, oh, I don't feel comfortable here. It doesn't matter what game they're playing, dude. We're all here to play games. We're all here to have fun. So shout outs to the Philly FGC. Shout outs to people from the other FGCs who've I've become friends with. Shout outs to everyone in the chat. Kelso, I see you. Kite, I see you. Let's see. Shout outs to Xanadu. Shout outs to a lot of people. There's a lot of shout outs that I'd give if I had more time. You can find me on Twitter at KurnFGC. You can find me on Twitch on the same tag, KurnFGC. I'm going to start trying to stream more. My work schedule is changing a little bit, so I don't know if that'll really go through. But I'm going to try to stream more just to have you guys see my progress and all. And let's see. I guess, like I said, right now, I think personally, and a lot of people agree with me, that I'm the number one in Philly. And I'm trying to be the number one on the East Coast.
Let's go, Kurn!
Like, I'm trying to, like, I really want it to be that by the end of season 3, I want a major under my belt. I want to grind. Like, there's going to be, like I've gotten close to it at the Big E majors. I've won a couple tournaments now, the reversal being one of the biggest ones, as well as the Xanadu that I won. Because like I know that I have it in me, and I know that I can get the progress down. So like like I said before, I'm gonna find every big player. I don't care who you are. If you're listening to this, we're getting some fucking games in. Play me. I don't care how bad you beat me. Play me. Let me learn. Because like I'm trying to play as many people as I can. I'm trying to learn the matchups. I'm trying to learn my characters. I'm trying to really like. I want people to know my name by the end of season 3.
You know, honestly, real talk, before we go, I just want to say I'm genuinely like, because I remember when I met you, kind of like saw like this kid was just like we gelled immediately, and then, like, I just saw your growth, and I'm like, real shit, like, and you told me this is your first fighting game, and genuinely, and seeing your progress, and Jay, I can't vouch for Jay, but like, we're both really proud of you, like what you've done for Philly. And,
Thank you.
Yeah, like what Jay seen you play at Xanadu. I've been watching you in the background. Next time we see each other, we're playing a long set because I need to run that Piccolo against you, bro.
First 50.
Yeah,
I'm down. 100% down.
That's what we'll
see.
Right?
What's up?
You play on PC, right?
I do play on PC.
I will definitely have to get some games in with you on PC.
Definitely.
PC
Come on, bro. PC gang. It's the best.
I texted you. I texted you my donation goal.
Look, I play people on PC unless I have no other way to play them because PC just feels so
Good.
damn.
Feels so good.
Is it that good? Okay.
It's like a consistent like 2 to 3 frames better.
Yeah, a bad connection on PC is 3 frames. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Not to mention that 3-frame connection on PC feels like 2 to 3 frames better than a 3-frame connection on PSN. Like
Okay.
a 1
on,
frame connection on PC. It feels it's close to land.
You're Goichi.
Yeah, like,
you become Goichi. I playing on 1-frame PC throws me off when I play offline PS4 because offline PS4 is more laggy than 1-frame PC.
That's wild.
It's wild.
PC runs it's 2 to 3 frames faster than so if you're doing combos and stuff, you want to actually set your frame delay to like 2 or 3 to better replicate what it's like playing on PS4 LAN.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, so like in practice mode, I have it set to 2 frames.
Yep.
Well,
Words to the wise for all you PC monsters out there.
No, so I'm gonna be working towards getting that donation goal so I can.
There you go.
So that way,
Kern
can run, me and Kern can run that first 50. But anyways, thank you guys so much. You know, we got 7 episodes until the big 5-0. JDiesel,
Yes,
are we setting some? Oh my god,
We'll have something special for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
I will be tuned in.
Oh, and we always appreciate that. But I want to thank every single one of you guys who tuned in live, who is watching on YouTube or anywhere else. Thank you guys so much. Please be sure to follow Kurn at Kurn FGC. It's on screen right now. You can see it right there. A phenomenal player and one of the best in the region. You can't.
And
go
for the
wrong.
love of God, fellas, please play some Dragon Ball Fighter.
Yeah, it's
hashtag. Can we get hashtag play Dragon Ball going on?
Hashtag play DBZ.
Play DBZ.
It's a beautiful game, and I hope that one day I can shill my game half as good as Sharpie. Only then. Only then will Dragon Ball Fighter.
I don't know. That's a big task. That's a really big task.
I love you, Sharpie. Anyways, that is gonna do it for us. I'm gonna go ahead and raid with you guys. Right after this, we're gonna go ahead and do our outro, and I'm gonna send you over to Sharpie actually because she has been absolutely awesome. Done so much work for the community. If you guys could hop in there for a bit, I'd really appreciate it. But anyways, I have been JDiesel.
I have been FloKey.
And I have been Kurn FGC.
And this has been Under the Radar. Peace out, guys.